Last week we saw giant strides forwards in the side panels and compartment doors on our baby. We were also paid a visit by a lass who likes all things rubber, and she will spread the love by helping us make Meraai weather and dust proof.
Push the button at the top.
I also had a fat chill when off-grid Donald flushed our cassette loo for the very first time. We started to prep our roof for painting, and I announced another limited edition t-shirt giveaway. This week I announced the winner of that giveaway. Or do I? Work on the side panels continues, as does the auto electrical installation. Work on Meraai's rear end continues, and we hit with a mother of a challenge. A couple actually. In fact, more than a couple. All this and so much more in our Dalmatian episode 101 of A Dream Called Meraai. It is a new day, it is a new week, and we have got challenges, but bring them on. And right up front, let me just say congratulations to Manda Brimmer. Manda guessed that it was total wheel rebuild, and our mate Andy, who came to our rescue to sort out our rim debacle all those months ago. So Manda, congratulations, you're one of these babies. T-Hempy is on its way. The rest of you, thank you for all the the guesses on our completion date. That list is growing. We'll do a little update on that probably in another episode. Work on the side paneling is what we're going to be focusing on in this episode. I'm not sure what else is going to crop up, but let's get to it. Our girl is really looking good. The 0.8mm Zintec panels for her sexy butt is in place, and we are forging ahead with spa treatments for Meraai's skin. Markiplier Chris adds the finishing touches to the now completed compartments before moving on to making all the frames for the doors on the right side of the vehicle. Chris must feel like it is Groundhog Day, as he seems to be doing the same thing over and over and over again. The Owens have been working their butts off on these side panels, working hard because they have to be ready by the end of the month so that the guys from Center Glass can come down and install our windows. But it's really looking good. Chris's mini-me Nikki is busy cutting out the plywood backing for all the doors. The plywood gets sealed to weatherproof it, and then gets a coat of 3mm rubber stuck to it. Our diesel tank is in position but not installed, and I'm already breaking out into a sweat just thinking about the cost of filling it up. Markiplier Chris has cut out and shaped the stainless steel cladding for our side table as well. Our rear bumper, aka tailgate destroyer, has been sealed, and the holes for my reverse sensors have been drilled out. Auto Mike is the man responsible for making sure that those sensors, as well as all the other electrical components that are powered from the vehicle's main battery and alternator, are up and running. His job is made that much harder due to the dashboard not being completed. While Auto Mike works on that side of the powertrain, Off-Grid Donald assists him with the speaker installation for our sound system. Then the day got a wee bit complicated. Every week when I start our inserts, in my opening link, I say, challenges, challenges, challenges. Well, let me introduce you to this week's challenge, which is a huge one. And that is how to open this thing. Now this is the flue cover for our Hansen water heater. And in our instruction manual, nowhere does it tell you how to open it. There's a little picture on here that looks as though you're supposed to lift it up, but it doesn't work. And you need like 10 oaks to unclip this in order to open it, plus a screwdriver and a lot of strength, lots of spinach. So what did I do? I approached all my very clever friends on social media, on Facebook, particularly on the Motorhome Club of South Africa's Facebook page. And eventually, I think it was Simon who sent me the link to a video of a similar geyser, and it is so simple. So what you do is you grab the thing here, you push with your thumb there, you grab here, and you pull back, and it apparently opens. Okay, this is not secured or bolted down, so I won't be able to do it. I think challenge bust, bro. The next challenge is to get our roof ready for its paint job. The countdown to center windows trekking from Josie to the south coast to do our window installation has begun. D-Day is the 3rd of November. All the little things like inserting the cable stays for our doors must be completed before Senna arrives. Regular viewers will remember a few weeks back we had our engine Pete had a terrible accident on a motorbike, and guess who just strolled into East Coast Scratch and Dent today, looking a bit battered, but I'm very glad he's here. This is what happens when you try to tow start a motorbike. Okay, so Pete, what is the damage?
Oh, broken 3 places, but it's coming right now. At least on Friday we can take out the cars and back off, and then stitch out, and then from next week we'll start walking again. Okay. So yeah, it's going, you're right.
So you're not going to ride motorbikes for a while?
No.
This is a tough guy, and soon he will be back working on Meraai. Okay, now for the next challenge. Houston, we have a wee problem regarding the winner of our Total Wheeled Rebuild t-shirt giveaway. I need to explain something. There's a reason why where we live on the lower south coast of KZN they call it the slow coast. It also refers to our internet and our internet connectivity. Now I'm sure there are many of you who are watching this little insert who remember the days when you had an old Tanny sitting there with her nails chowing a cook sister, sitting at a board, plugging little pillikies into that board and saying, "Number please, nommer asseblief." Now, down here, our internet is still like that. So what happens when somebody comes along and they send me a message, that Tanny goes along and says, "Oh, look, this is a nice Afrikaanse bokkie, ek gaan dit sommer stuur." And she sends that message and it comes through onto my computer. Then you get some Soti who comes along, he sends a message, Tanny says, "Nee, wat, I'm going to finish my cook, sister." Then I will send his message. And that is what happened to Brian Watson. Manda Brimmer won the t-shirt, but Brian actually Brian actually sent the answer through first, but it came through afterwards. So yeah, anyways, in order to just sort everything out, Brian's t-shirt is on his way. I think Manda's got her t-shirt. I want to see pictures of both of you in your TMPs. Right, let's get on with the show. I headed back to East Coast Scratch and Dent, and things were much quieter than when I left. Auto Mike was busy working on some component or other. As for work on Meraai's bodywork, not much was on the go. Apart from the ongoing challenge of our rolling blackouts, aka load shedding, but they're blackouts, rolling blackouts. East Coast Scratch and Dent is being blessed with other power outages. There's an issue with one of the main boxes up at the top here, and so the guys are having to run things off a Jenny, but a Jenny can't power all the big powerful welding machines. Load shedding is going to start in an hour and a half, and they've been without power already for an hour, so not good, not good. All this week it is like the challengers had a naughty party and made a whole lot of baby challenges. While the guys were smoothing down the roof to prep it for the painting, they didn't cover the dashboard, so we have got fine powder in all of the new wiring. So someone's going to do some serious vacuuming here, and Auto Mike is not happy. Residue from the sanding will be pretty difficult to clean up. Apart from the issues of potential shorts on the new wiring, the last thing I want is for Meraai to look like she has a bad case of dandruff. The next time I walked into the workshop, measures had been put in place to keep Auto Mike's blood pressure at a safe level. The sudden racket of power tools was music to my ears. Good news is power's back on for a little while. Chris was falling behind and now has to play catch up. In front of Meraai, Auto Mike was making a harness for our headlight selector switch. I am really impressed with Mike in Global, a self-taught tradesman who really knows his stuff. Over my shoulder on the top of the roof there, you can see the bracket has been welded in place for the little marker lights. The marker lights we're going to have here in the front are white, because on a truck and that you can put green ones, but we are not allowed to. So it will be white marker lights, and the same sort of lights at the back. Also high up is the red and the orange for your brake and your indicator. And those are the ones right up on the top of the roof. We could have mounted the marker lights flush against the body, but I really like these styling little pods that Chris has made for them. The workshop is pretty busy these days, which is great for Bram and his team. It also ups the pressure on the team to meet some crucial deadlines. That chasm behind me is where our doors are supposed to be. Now it's literally less than 2 weeks until center glass arrives, so there is a huge amount to do. The roof should be prepped and done within the next few days, but the door needs to be cut to size, and what we cannot change is the size of that window. That is cast in stone, so yeah, we need a bit of movement here. Meraai's old doors are crying for some attention. There's been quite a bit of to and froing on the front door design. You know, initially it was, we're going to use those doors. Then Chris said, no, he's going to make doors from scratch. Now we are back to using the existing frame, which I agree with, because why reinvent the wheel? The guys are really on it, but I am still nervous. I am off to Cape Town next week, and we will only be back a couple of days before center windows will be arriving. I think Bram read my mind. Pretty soon the door was up on a trestle. Bram and Markiplier Chris marked out the parts of the door that need to be removed. Then the door was handed over to Aubrey the PK, our maestro paneelklopper, who then proceeded to give Meraai a skin peel using the latest cosmetic surgery methods around. All the heavy steel will be removed and replaced with our lightweight skin. The big question is, what are we going to find when we open up that door on the inside? They say beauty is only skin deep. Well, Meraai's skin deep down was a mess.
How does it look, Bram? Frot. Just a lot of dust and cront and stuff there for the solid, the surface rust. Solid surface. This one, we'll cut out the new piece there outside.
Our Meraai is getting the full treatment from our amazing team. The roof is getting its final touches before that critical primer is applied. The man working the roof is Talent. Talent is using a body filler to get the surfaces to a stage where it will be sanded to a silky smooth finish. Talent's efforts are monitored by our bodywork guru, Aubrey the PK, or Aubrey the paneelklopper.
Just sort out that lines there. Even you can measure it from the bottom. You see, you mark it. See where it's out.
It takes 2 days for Talent to Botox all the creases out of Meraai's forehead. The end result is beautiful. Bram tells me when they are ready to do the final spray, the entire workshop will be emptied, water sprayed on the floor to make sure there's no dust around, and then it's a go. A tense time lies ahead. Rocky has been exfoliating Meraai's skin. The Zintex sheeting edges need to be smooth. There are only a few more doors to complete. Some are a bit more complex than others, like the door to our gas bottle compartment. Rocky also needs to apply some beauty therapy to Meraai's beautiful rear end. Lucky boy. Meraai's epic spa treatment on her skin is almost over. Apart from her doors and her pretty face, her main bodywork is almost completed. Seeing the last body panel in place is huge. I can now really see our end product. The last two critical builds will be the doors and Maraai's nose. Then, and only then, will we be ready to dress her. And we come to the end of another insert, another busy week. Things are moving along very nicely. You'll see I've put the t-shirts away because they are all there battered for the boys and women working on Maraai. You can still enter the other competition. That's the one. Guess the date we're going to drive this vehicle out of this workshop. Post your answers only on episode 99. Otherwise they spread all over and I'm going to miss it. And I don't want to do that and get into trouble. We're going to be away for 2 weeks. When we come back, we are going to blow your socks off because, man, there's going to be some big things happening here while we are off air. Huge things. Look after yourselves, look after your families, plan your routes if you're driving, drive carefully, try not to drive at night, and above all, keep safe. Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You will find us under A Dream Called Meraai. Until next time, keep your dreams alive.